First at bat, got down 0-2, just battled, worked a walk, that was big. Second at bat, was down 0-2 again, and hit a hard ground ball up the middle for a base hit. Third at bat, drove under right, got under a little bit, but I was still on him. And then third at bat, got a pitch to hit on the inner half, and I turned down it and hit it well.
Gamboa described it as a mistake pitch.
Yeah, I mean the first one he was trying to go away. First pitch, I mean he just kind of yanked it, blown away in the dirt, and then yeah, like Gamboa said, it was a mistake pitch. I mean he left it right over the heart of the plate, and I drove over the fence.
I was watching you follow the ball.
Yeah.
You had to follow the ball?
No.
And see it disappear into the night. I couldn't see.
I admired that for a little bit. If I could take that back, I'd take it back.
Yeah.
But I mean, it is what it is.
I've seen a few home runs. You figured if there's any felt as good as that, I mean, that was just totally crushed.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, hit the pitch right in my hot spot. I mean, he left it there, and I took advantage. But
you mentioned about getting into 0-2 counts, and Gamboa's mentioned about the guys getting into 0-2 counts and chasing outside pitches.
Yeah.
What did you do in an 0-2 count to be able to just handle that type of mistake pitching and just crush it and be able to be confident in a situation where the batting average usually, when you're behind the count, is so low?
Yeah, it's very easy to just give away bats once you get down 0-2, but I think that all goes back to cage work, just everything leading up to my at-bats, and just not hitting the panic button and just staying confident, stick with my plan, and just trying to get a pitch to hit and fight off some pitches that were probably pitches, and just staying confident. That's really it.
Talk about the road trip there, 1-6 road trip there.
Yeah.
You guys got to get back to home base and take care
I
of
think
it.
we're a little flat. I'd say that there really wasn't much energy around the clubhouse, dugout, nothing. I mean, but being back home, I mean, that definitely.
Yeah.
I mean,
was it a tough road trip? I mean, this is gonna be one of the longest road trips of the whole season.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a tough road trip at all. It was just the energy with the team just wasn't there, and that's why we didn't play well. And I feel like today we got a little bit of that energy back, and hopefully we keep it and we go on a roll.
Why wasn't the energy there? Is that just something?
There's no specific reason. It's just the way it worked out, I guess.
But being a young athlete, an offensive night like tonight, what does it mean for you and the team having an offensive night like tonight where everybody was aggressive and hitting pretty well?
It's huge from a confidence standpoint. I mean, the whole year, I mean, our pitching's been lights out. I mean, bullpen lights out. We've struggled at the plate, and today, first inning, scored 3 runs. I mean, that was huge. Just keep it going, get the confidence back. I mean, because we have a really good hitting team. We haven't showed it, but I think we're going to start to show it.
The left fielder didn't even move on that home run. Were you surprised at how deep that was?
I hit it and I was like, whoa! Like as soon as I hit it,
it showed.
it was one of those. But I know I got it.
Yeah. Different look here, different. Does that go along with the offense or what?
No, I think it was more. We had a tough road trip, and so we've been grinding a lot, and it was a long road trip, and we didn't win very many games, and so kind of did it to fire up the guys a little bit, a little change of pace. So guys like it.
Yeah, that's the old Joe Namath style.
Yeah.
How did it feel to hit number 1?
I felt good. I mean, shoot, it took a lot longer than I thought it was going to take, but no, it felt great. I mean, I've been hitting the ball fine in the past week, and just fortunately got a ball lifted. And usually the ball doesn't fly out of here very well unless you hit it down the line, and so I was just fortunate to get a good pitch with 2 strikes. Felt good.
2 hits tonight. You guys were facing Ramirez, second lowest ERA in the York-Penn League. What did you guys see against him that maybe why he was struggling or why he had some difficulties tonight as opposed to some of his previous starts?
Yeah, this is our second time facing him, and the first time we faced him, he pitched really well. He threw all 3 of his pitches for strikes, and so it was hard to really sit on pitches and take his fastball away. I think tonight we just we tried to do one thing, and that was get ahead in the count and take his fastball away, so he had to throw his other stuff, and fortunately he was around the zone with his fastball, and we had a lot of good swings, so it was good for the team.
You were hitting the at-bat before the home run. Did you get up the next time trying to maybe hit that a little harder?
No, they don't really come very often when you try to hit them. They just kind of happen as they come, and so I was just fortunate enough to get a good pitch with 2 strikes. Usually in this league they like to bury you with a good slider in the dirt or something. They have their out pitch, but guy left one up, and I got it, so it was good. It felt good.
Okay.
What do you think an offensive day like this will do for you and the team? You had such a rough stretch. What do you think a day like today will do for you? In
Yeah, you know, on the road we weren't doing all too bad as far as our approach, and we just weren't getting the results we were looking for. You know, hitting is such a beast. You don't know what to expect day to day, but I mean, if you stay consistent with your approach and consistent with what you're trying to do at the plate, things will eventually go your way. I mean, this game is based off failure, which is crazy. So, you know, we just got to stick to our plan, keep grinding it out, and we should get some more victories coming up.
6 runs tonight. Did you guys do anything differently before the game? Maybe take extra reps in the cage, or maybe it was just coming back home after a long road trip?
No, not really. You know, it's like I said, it's a game of it's routine. You know, so you stick to your routine, you trust the process, and keep grinding things out. And fortunately for us today, we just found a lot of barrels and scored at the right time, so it was good.
Cantalone pitched great, as did Mateo and Valdez. Valdez, after his worst outing of the year last night, it's good that he got back in there and he was real sharp today. Unfortunately, Reyes put a blemish on what was a great pitching performance tonight. You know, the message to him tomorrow will be, just because it's 6-1, if you're not focused when you go out there, you can be embarrassed in a heartbeat. And walking 3 guys in a row with a 5-run lead is unconscionable. And he's better than that. That's just a complete lack of concentration. So he embarrassed himself tonight. But Paulsha came in and closed it out. It was nice. That's the first time in 10 days we've scored more than 3 runs. So it was good that we put some runs on the board, and you know, it's good to win a game for a change. So that's all I got. I mean, if you got a question, I'll answer, but it's hard for me to talk.
Were you pleased with the offense with this game versus what you've been seeing during the road stretch, or? Yeah,
the whole team. We didn't have anybody, nobody on our team hit the whole road trip. You know, and you know, tomorrow we're going to be halfway through the season, so it's discouraging because, you know, I think the coaches and we believe that the guys are capable of hitting better than what they've done. But when you have statistics for half a season, the statistics don't lie. I mean, we're arguably the worst hitting team in all of professional baseball, and that we have to own up to that. So hopefully, maybe tonight is a start at going the other way. But the road trip couldn't have possibly been worse. The only game we won, we got 2 hits, and the pitching made it stand up. So
12-2 in games where you guys score 4 runs or more now after tonight's victory. Did you notice anything differently as far as approach that the guys were taking offensively?
Yeah, it's the same thing we talk about all the time. The first 3 hitters of the game, look where the hits were. The first 2 were opposite field, and Bernal's was up the middle. You know, we go back to last night's game. We came from behind and tied him, and we had a chance to win the game. Runners at first and second and nobody out, and 3 straight hitters. 2 struck out. Diehl was 1 pitch from striking out because everybody was trying to pull the ball out of the ballpark. And it's the same thing that we just keep preaching. But we had 2 opposite field singles, and Bernal stayed on the ball and lined it over the center fielder's head. If they would stop trying to pull the ball all the time, I guarantee these averages would not be so abysmal as to what they are. And it was nice to see. Would have been nice to add on. We didn't until late, and then Diehl hit a mistake and hit a monster home run. And it was nice, you know. I mean, the game would have never been. If the game stayed 4-1, Paulsha would have been in the 9th and would have closed it out with a. Once it got beyond a save situation, Valdez hadn't pitched in 5 days. We wanted to give him an inning of work, but I hope he learns a lesson from this tonight, because that was embarrassing to watch him out there in that 9th inning. And like I said, that's what happens when people don't concentrate. The game embarrasses you. That's what happened to him.
I think the long road trip, you know, going down West Virginia out to Ohio, making that big gigantic triangle, had anything to do with the wear and tear on the team?
No, I don't think it had anything to do.
No,
that's the game. I mean, you play 38 at home and 38 on the road, and it's just we haven't hit the whole season, so it's you know, I went through all the box scores last night on the way back from the trip. In 36 games prior to tonight, we scored 3 runs or less in 24 out of the 36. It just goes to show how good our pitching is, because it's amazing that we have a winning record when we are the lowest batting average and the lowest run scoring team in the entire league. I mean, the pressure we put on our pitching staff is just incredible, but the pitchers keep living up to it.
Entering play today before the Staten Island game, what do you attribute the parity halfway through the season that you're seeing? Obviously, it's a developmental league.
Well, the parity is because our ineptness to hit brought Aberdeen and Hudson Valley back into the mix. If we were just playing 500 baseball, both those teams would be a half a dozen games behind us. So, you know, our ineptitude has made it a race where it's going to, you know, it'll be exciting for people. You know, it's a shame that it's come to that, but that's what happens when, you know, it just is what it is. You know, and hopefully we'll hit better in the second half.